Hello, nerd and nerdettes, and welcome to this week's Jettisoned Lifepodcast. We are your hosts, the Council of Nerds. I am, of course, the Mandalorian in honor of the new Mandalorian show coming out. I am joined by our esteemed panel this week, which would be Chris, our tech guy, Zamario, which is our British consort, I don't know, and Rexford, who is going to be our guest this week because Panny is apparently off wanking off. Who knows? I don't know. So we got a bunch of great topics here this week. We're going to talk about the new Sonic trailer and why that the studio should always listen to everything that we say because we know best. Marvel Phase 4 made a couple announcements, Witcher Season 2, Star Wars Fallen Order, Harley Quinn trailer, and other crap that I think we're going to get into right now, which is concept art release for the Black Adam movie and images from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Black Adam. So I don't know if any of you guys know what's going on with Black Adam. I'll just kind of summarize it really quick. There it is right there. Oh, right up. No, wait, which corner? I don't, that way. No, that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, so basically this is official concept art from the pre-production crew from Warner Brothers regarding Black Adam. And obviously The Rock has been playing this character forever and a day. Just because this has been since I think 2013 that they made this announcement that he would be playing Black Adam. So Black Adam is a character out of the Shazam comics. He is the Zod to Superman. He is like the bad guy version of Shazam. He has the exact same powers, the exact same skill set. He is just old as dirt. He does have one of those tragic backstories that everybody knows about. All you have to do is read a comic book for 15 minutes and you've seen it before. But being played by The Rock, and I'm pretty sure that the direction that the DCEU is going to go, they're going to try to make it as fresh and as relevant as possible, especially since they're giving this guy his own movie. And so I'm just wondering if it's going to be more of a team-up movie when Black Adam and Shazam team up, or if it's going to be a, Black Adam versus Shazam type situation. It also bodes back to the Scorpion King in my mind, and that's another Rock movie. But basically what they're doing is they show little hints of Black Adam and Shazam, and then what they're going to do is now they're doing a whole origin story of Shazam where he's not a bad guy in that movie, but then he becomes a bad guy sometime either after or during the movie. So I'm going to throw it to Zamario and say, what do you think about this idea?
First of all, The Rock right there, he looks like Yul Brynner. I'm not sure if you guys know who I'm talking about.
Who?
You never seen the Magnificent Seven or Westworld? The movie Westworld, not the series. The King and I, the original version. Okay. I'm liking the concept of. I've always found it bizarre that out of all the people The Rock wanted to be, he wanted to be Black Adam, and he's not the most renowned villain, anti-hero character in comics. I know some people might disagree with that, but we know better ourselves because we're into this shit. But overall, he's not the most renowned. So I was always found it interesting that you want to go for him. But then again, who else could The Rock play? I like the fact that The Rock's playing. I really want this guy to be a villain. I really wanted to. I'm sick to death of popular bad guys being anti-heroes because they are popular bad guys, and DC have been doing that a lot, and I don't like that. But if he does a good villainous role, I'm all for this. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure if that other geezer's still going to be playing Shazam or not, if they're going to go down that route, because I heard the Shazam film didn't really do great at the box office, or not as good as the Warner Brothers was hoping it would. But yeah, overall, this looks interesting. There's not much more to go on. This has been in the pipeline for a long time. Unfortunately, Henry Cavill won't be playing Superman, as far as we know. But I do recall that picture of Henry Cavill and The Rock sitting together having a whiskey, and The Rock said Superman and Black Adam. I'm not sure if you remember that picture. And that was about 5 fucking years ago. So yeah, about time they get this shit on the road. That's all I have to say. I have spoken.
All right, so Chris, do you have any thoughts on this? I know you're a fan of the male gender, so I mean, what do you think about the look of The Rock?
Honestly, I mean, I like The Rock. He's hot. Not in this picture. He
You don't
looks
like it so
mean and
much?
evil. I liked him better as the Scorpion King. Not in the Mummy as the Scorpion King movie.
That's because he was shirtless. Get out of here.
No, but in the Mummy movie, the CGI was shit. But of course, I'd like it because he was shirtless. I mean, I'm a simple person. I've said that enough times. You know.
When was the Scorpion King made?
2002, 2000 even.
Because I'm pretty sure most of the CGI in the 2000s was pretty shit.
I mean,
the
a lot of CGI doesn't age well except for Jurassic Park. I don't know what happened in the universe there, but Jurassic Park is the only movie I've ever seen where the CGI's aged well.
I'm inclined to agree with that. But yeah, in the Mummy movie, the Scorpion King was shit. So shit. But yeah, here's the thing. I'm a simple person. Yeah, I liked it for, the eye candy value. But I don't really remember the movie, whether or not it was good. So I don't know. I haven't even watched Shazam. Yeah, I know. I'll get to it eventually.
Scorpion King was a good movie, I thought. I thought it was very well put together. And honestly, I figure it's better than most of the Mummy movies. Rex Ford, what do you got for us for The Rock?
Well, unfortunately, I don't know I don't know as much about the character's actual history, other than he was working with a wizard first. He had the whole god ego complex going on, megalomaniacal, wants to take over the world, treats humans as bugs more than people. So I could definitely go for the route that he's a villain, not an anti-hero. Definitely a good foil for Shazam, I would say. I like the art direction. This looks more like it was drawn as opposed to anything else. So, yeah, The Rock fits.
Okay.
I mentioned the anti-hero. Sorry, I mentioned the anti-hero thing just because I do feel that, in recent adaptations of him, he hasn't been as villainous as he should be.
That's just because they're preparing us for him to be an anti-hero, not a villain. Like if you watch the Shazam Superman animated movie, he's a freaking villain boss. Like, I mean,
oh yeah, full on. It's like, hey, if I had the powers of a god, does that not make me a god? Come on, man, do it.
No, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I want him to remain. I want villains like these, really good villains, to remain really good villains. I mean, one day they're going to make the fucking Joker an anti-hero, and then I'm going to stop watching DC altogether.
That isn't. I don't like that timeline. I don't think there's enough good Marvel movies to fix that timeline. Ouch.
Wait, which Marvel timeline?
This timeline, just in general.
A Marvel timeline where DC films have Joker as an anti-hero.
I mean,
That'd be like, I went off this planet, thanks, kind of moment. Oof.
All right, we ready to move on to the next one?
Which one do you have for the next one, so I can tell you if we're ready or not?
This one. Can you see it?
Sonic.
Sonic trailer. Okay, yeah.
For fuck's sake, give me a second.
All right, so I guess we are going to move on.
What part of give me a second don't you understand?
Oh, I was going to move on to the next topic and then come back to Sonic.
It's one of the things I can talk about. Don't skip it.
You can do it.
Okay, well then we'll just start. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Let's talk about why studios should listen to all their fan bases and they should never ever question us ever.
It's still gonna suck, dude.
No, I don't think it's gonna suck. I think it's not gonna be like stupendous, but I think that it's actually gonna be kind of funny and kind of entertaining. I mean, look at it. I mean, come on. Like, look, if you're looking for like, if you're looking for Endgame type of, movie, then go watch Endgame. But I think Sonic is going to give us exactly what we thought we're going to get, is a movie about Sonic and how he comes into our world and freaks everybody out. See, just like that.
Oh God.
So I'm going to take it up to Rexford. Rexford, what do you think about the changes? What do you think about the movie in general? What do you think about anything?
I can't say much about the movie. I took one look at Dr. Robotnik and how he was acting, and I was like, why is he acting the way he is? Why is he doing this? And it's like, oh, it's because that's the actor that they've casted, literally. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. I like the redesign. The redesign was needed. Like, cannot be understated how badly they needed to do that. But other than that, I don't know. It's a little early to say for the story or the humor and all the rest of it. I'd prefer if Robotnik wasn't
Hot?
the way he is. This is not okay.
Yeah.
But that's just me. It's Jim Carrey. I mean, he's a funny guy, but all right.
No, I will 100% agree with you on that. I think Jim, when I first heard Jim Carrey was picked as Robotnik, I was like, no. Like, just because I knew that he would be the Riddler version of Dr. Robotnik from like the first 90s TV show that sucked. I would have rather have had somebody like Kevin Spacey. Well, no, he can't work anymore. Never mind.
Jack Black.
No, I want a darker Robotnik. I don't want a goofball. Like there was a cartoon, Sonic Adventures or whatever.
No, but he's got the physique. I mean, he's a bit of a round guy, isn't he, Robotnik? You know. So...
I'd rather have a more appropriate actor than a physically.
I mean, look appropriate as well in every sense.
Gal Gadot does not look like that. Like she doesn't look like an Amazon, but she does a great job in the role. So it's like, you know, like what are you gonna do? So I don't know. I mean, I don't know who I would pick, but definitely not Jim Carrey because I figured we would get the Batman Forever Dr. Robotnik in that one.
Well, yeah, we have hipster Robotnik there. We have Cyclops doing the Cyclops thing.
Puppy. Maybe Kevin James. Who knows?
Who the fuck is that?
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Can some of you motherfuckers look at the private chat?
Okay.
I don't know. I think we're just talking about the actual trailer. I mean, we can talk about the innovation.
Which trailer would that be? Would that be
the most recent one?
The Birds of Prey one?
No, the animated one.
The animated one. Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Hold on, I haven't said anything about Sonic myself.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. That was just
Yeah. Personally, I hate everything I see here. I can't stand the fact that you have a world where this person come from, but no, let's bring him into our fucking world, like they've done with He-Man, like they've done with the bloody Smurfs. No, I don't want that shit. I want to be in their world. That's how I look at it. Regarding Robotnik, seeing Jim Carrey there, oh god, it was just not great. And the fact that they're up to update Sonic kind of shows that there's a lack of care in this project. And you know, we were just watching a trailer. All trailers look good. I remember seeing the trailer for Spawn, that looked amazing. Saw the film, absolute pile of crap. So I'm not going to judge. I'm going to judge this book by its cover by looking at that trailer, and I'm not going to even go anywhere near it. I'm not happy with this at all. Plus, I don't give a shit about Sonic anymore. I really don't. You know, ever since it became 3D, I don't think the games are that good anymore. And so I've fallen out of love with Sonic, and even nostalgically, don't give a fuck about any of this.
I think I'm on the same boat with Sam.
Well, like, here's what I'm hoping is that we get like a. I hope we get like a Jack and Daxter. Do you guys remember those games?
Uh-huh.
Like a Jack and Daxter type scenario where if this first movie does well, then we get a second movie where we go into his world and like we get to see parts of like the rebellion against all that and you know like the darker side of the Sonic universe. That's kind of my hope. Is, you know, this first movie is successful and then they actually take a little bit more of a darker tone as they move forward. Probably not, but whatever.
Thank you, Ginger.
I guess it is a little bit of a misnomer for him to say that, you know, this is my power, I'm using it to protect my friends by leaving, going to a different world entirely and hiding out. Okay. I
don't know. All right, ready for the next one? Or
I'm curious though, Zam, what do you think about the Pokemon, the Detective Pikachu movie?
I haven't seen it. The one with Ryan Reynolds. No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't
Alright.
seen that either.
No, I seen it. I loved it. I thought it was a very good, well put together movie. I laughed. I enjoyed it, and I'm not even a Pokemon person. Like I didn't.
Curious,
Pokemon came right after I kind of aged out.
I'm curious because, oh wow. The only reason why I asked is because in that particular movie, that is more stepping into their world, kind
Rather
of a
than the opposite.
angle. So, either way.
I mean, as I said, I'm not saying this movie is going to be gold. I do think that there's going to be major problems with this movie. I just like the look of it now that they fixed it. I like James Marsden. I do like Jim Carrey, but I just feel like this is going to be the Batman Forever, version of Robot, or of the Batman Forever version of Robotnik. But all right, ready for moving on to the next one?
Yeah.
Which one do you have for the next?
I wrote them down in the order that you gave them. So
okay, so Uncharted
Always funny.
yes.
movie.
All right, so Uncharted. Obviously, we all know that Tom Holland.
For that, yeah.
Huh?
We don't have any trailers or shit for that.
No,
All we have is Tom Holland.
Nope,
And
we do have for the next one
May
though.
Yeah,
Tom
I know.
Holland?
Yeah, Tom
May-
Holland is cast
As Nathan Drake.
as young, not Nolan.
Oh,
North.
young Nathan.
Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake.
May I, Jason?
say,
I
it's
think
like-
I'm the expert here.
Okay, go for it.
I'm an expert on games. Rexford, you were saying something. I interrupted you. Go ahead and say.
I was just gonna say I love Tom Holland, but he seems kind of young for Nathan Drake. But if it's young Nathan Drake, then obviously
He's
I
playing
thought-
young Nathan Drake.
Yeah, but still, I wouldn't imagine that a young Tom Holland cutie pie would grow out to be normal age Nathan Drake hottie.
grow out his hair.
That's how I
hair
see
long
it.
and grown out a little bit. Give him a nice jacket, maybe.
No, he's
I don't
just too cute. He has a
He's too
baby
short.
face.
He's too short to play Drake. There's one actor who should play him for sure. It's Bradley Cooper. He's perfect for the role.
Actually,
Absolutely.
yes, I would be okay
Absolutely
with that.
perfect.
But he's a bit too old for it.
No, okay.
Oh, Nathan Drake is about 45 now, so
Well, yeah, I don't imagine that they would start the movie by the now. They would probably start it from before. Yeah, I can see that, dude. Have you even played the games?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I played all of them. I love all of them.
Yeah. I've
you
haven't played the
have?
first one, but I played 2, 3, 4, and the that other one where you play that sort of that Middle Eastern woman with the Indian woman with the British accent.
Oh, I haven't played that one, but I have
yeah.
played
I
all
played that
the Nathan Drake ones because
Yeah.
I'm a white nationalist or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
fair enough.
haven't played the fourth one. I think I played all the other ones.
How
The fourth
young-
one's really
Did
good.
I? What?
How young are they
The fourth
going?
one is really good.
I just don't feel like the games have that sense of that real sense of cliffhanging adventure like the second one did. That was really good at it. I mean, they tried to replicate it, but it wasn't as good as it was in the second one. The second one did it perfectly.
Yeah, I think I like the second one.
The second one was great.
The third one, I had an issue with the ending. I found it to be very underwhelming.
The sword fight. I kind of liked it.
Anyway,
that was
but
the fourth one,
the
wasn't it?
second one, the second one was, the second one was good. I remember playing that. I was alone in the winter in Corfu, in the winter, alone in the house, nobody else there. The village was empty almost. Fucking paradise. And yes, I did say village because it was a village. It was by choice. I'm not a peasant. So anyway, let's go through a round. Rexford, you go. What do you think about the whole Tom Holland being Nathan Drake?
I just don't know how young they'd have to go to make that fit. Like 16,
No, guys.
17.
Okay, let me say something uninterrupted. They have said that Tom Holland is playing young Nathan Drake. I was trying to say that earlier. Nobody was listening.
Yes, we did listen, Jason, Mr. Interrupto.
I did listen, hence why I said I stand corrected, but I don't know how
I didn't
young
hear
they-
that part. I guess
I
I
don't
was.
know how young they'd have to go to. Ooh, wow, like babyface, you know. Amazing actor though, freaking good choice. I just don't know how far they're going back to make that fit.
Yeah, I agree with the fact that he's a good actor. However, this is going to be like, okay, Nathan Drake and boarding school or something. Because
Yeah.
I don't see him as being mature enough or old enough to pull off the actual Nathan Drake from the games.
I don't know about maturity or anything. It's just his face is so boyish.
Yeah,
It's-
I mean,
that
face-wise.
that would be the thing that would take me out of it.
Yeah.
But I get over it because it's Tom Holland. So, okay.
What did Jason say?
What did Jason say?
What?
What did Jason say?
No, I'm looking up because I think that Tom Holland is playing young Nathan Drake in flashbacks. I mean, unless he's cast as
If that's the case,
that's what I'm trying to look up right now. Like I'm trying to figure out if there's somebody playing an older Nathan Drake because who was cast as Sully? Mark Wahlberg was cast as Sully. So I mean maybe
For real?
yeah, so maybe they are maybe Tom Holland is playing Nathan Drake throughout the whole thing.
Okay, I think
I'm
they're
terrible
taking
with
the
actors
piss.
and actresses. So,
Marky Mark.
You know that stupid piece of shit of an actor. Anyway, I don't like him. They ruined Sally, man.
No,
No.
but a while back when they were announcing they were making a Uncharted film, they actually said that Mark Wahlberg was going to play Nathan Drake, and now he's playing Sully. It just feels so wrong. You know, it feels so wrong.
It would feel even wronger if he was playing Drake, honestly.
Yeah, he's too short. Once again, I mean, Nathan Drake is like 6'2", 6'3". You know, he's a tall guy. He's not a short guy. So get somebody the right height to play him as well. You know,
Yeah, like
I think the other guy who could play him, honestly, could really do it is Brandon Roof. I really think Brandon Roof could do a good Nathan Drake.
Who the fuck is Brandon Roof?
Oh
Superman,
yeah.
for fuck's sake.
I ship that all the live long day.
Who?
Superman
Superman.
Returns.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Then
he's
you could throw in Henry Cavill.
no.
Then you could
But
throw in Henry Cavill,
anyway.
come to think of it. Yeah, but he'd be too busy
Well,
for that.
honestly, whatever Henry
But Brandon
Cavill
Roof is a
makes, I will watch.
bit slender.
Let's face
He's
it.
got that slenderness that Nathan Drake has, you know. So
I-
Nathan Drake's
return.
he's not a brick shithouse.
Yeah,
know,
well,
he's
what
a
I
guy.
wanted to
Airing
say
news.
is that I call bullshit on the height thing. I don't
I
think
want
it's.
somebody to be. I
Can
want to
I
be.
finish? For fuck's
I'm sorry.
sake. I don't think the height has anything to do with it. I don't care if a short actor plays someone who's supposed to be taller or the other way around. Like we have fucking Hugh Jackman was playing Wolverine for over 20 years. We didn't say anything about that, but if a shorter guy tries to play a taller guy, we have a problem. No, there are tricks for that. I mean, Tom Cruise, the fucking shortest fucking motherfucker on earth after Danny DeVito. According to you, he shouldn't be playing movies because he's below average? No.
No. You made a good argument regarding Wolverine, but the next thing you're talking about, utter shit. That's got nothing to do with what I'm saying. But you made a good argument regarding Wolverine, and yeah, fair enough. You do have a good point there. But personally, this particular character, I would just like somebody who looks a lot like him to play him. That's just my personal opinion.
But
my
it
personal
also
wants and needs.
It also goes back to the Jim Carrey thing with Sonic. Like, honestly, we just need good actors in these roles. We need believable actors in these roles. Thank you, Cousin Cheeto. You are a very wise and studious person.
I disagree.
never mind. I thought I had news. I was mistaken. It's just someone on the internet saying Nathan Fillion should be Nathan Drake. And
Yes, I agree
correct.
100%.
I
While they are
disagree
correct.
because I don't find him attractive enough.
No, but they did do like a fan-made
Yes, they
Uncharted
did.
movie, and he was great in it. You should watch it. Everyone should watch it.
Yes, I know, but he's not Nathan Drake, okay? He doesn't look like him. Okay,
No, he's Nathan Fillion.
Pretty good.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway, are we moving on?
We can move on.
We can move on to the
All right. Harley Quinn trailer.
Yeah, give me a sec to pull up the.
Yes, please play it, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, well, I mean, the Harley Quinn trailer, I'll just talk about it while she's bringing it up.
Yeah,
I
but
kind of
what the
like,
fuck is
I
it?
like the direction that this, I mean, they kind of went, the first couple trailers were pretty safe. And I think that this trailer kind of just put it like balls to the wall. Like, they're like, this is what the show is going to be. And if y'all don't like it, suck it.
Is this
So,
it? I think this is it.
Which version of
Is this it? No, it's not it.
Harley Quinn are we going?
Okay,
It says
bullshit.
Netflix.
Sorry,
that's The
guys.
Witcher.
I'm trying. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to find the right file. Okay, where the fuck is it?
all right. So,
Where
but
the
anyway,
fuck
I
is
like
it?
the fact that, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy and some of the other villains are kind of team up. They're like, they're like, we can be in the Legion of Doom. We're just as good. And then, Harley Quinn trying to get out of the Joker shadow, which I think is great because honestly, Harley Quinn is much better outside of Joker's shadow than she is in. I mean, it's the whole Nightwing situation with Robin. It's like I like Dick Grayson a lot better as Nightwing than I did as him as Robin. So
Yeah, but she's always going to have some sort of link with the Joker, regardless.
well, yeah, and I mean that's just
I
like
like it either way.
Nightwing. Always going to have some kind of link with Batman. I mean, that's just given.
Okay, just give me a second. I'm pulling it up now. There we go. This time
Because
it's
I mean,
gonna
her
be
origins
right.
are from the Joker, so she's always going
There.
to have that link because of that.
There.
Or the-
Okay, I got it. I fucking got it. Finally.
So anyway, I mean, I don't know. Rex Ford, while this is playing, do you have any thoughts on the Harley Quinn trailer? Have you not seen it yet?
I haven't seen it. No.
Oh, okay.
You're
Well, then I
seeing
guess
it now.
they're seeing it now. So
Is it
obviously,
a Hollywood trailer?
I mean, the first thing I can say is this is obviously animated, which is the best. I freaking love this stuff.
well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, a lot of this trailer is going like balls to the wall. Like, all right, we're committing to this, and I think that's great because I think it's going to be funny, and I think it's going to be well done. I think it's going to be well animated.
I mean, this
So
reminds me
it's-
of my childhood. You got Batman the Animated Series. I'll just date myself right there with that. And
so go ahead.
Is it? I'm trying to remember who's playing the Joker's voice. I think it's Alan Tudyk because he's in everything nowadays. So, and actually, he doesn't sound bad. I thought it was going to be bad, but I actually think it sounds pretty good. But obviously,
there are different ways to do Joker as far as that goes.
yeah. I mean, not everything can be Mark Hamill. I'm sorry. Like everyone who says Mark Hamill's, that's like Kevin
Yeah,
Conroy.
you can't do it all the time.
Only
I agree.
Even Mark Hamill has said that his version of Joker is very comic book. It's very classic, and it's not the only way to do it.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why I like different voice actors for Batman, and I like different voice actors for.
Wow, he just took his head off. That wasn't.
Oh
even
yeah, no, this is definitely adult and everything.
Look, excuse the pun, but Poison Ivy turning over a new leaf. Oh god, I'm not feeling.
You know
that
what?
at
Just
all.
stay in your
That's
corner.
not a
Well,
movie. The two of them have paired off
Yeah,
multiple times, even in the
I'm
animated
not
series.
feeling any of this. Honestly, I mean, maybe anything. I'm not feeling any of this.
You have to hear it, Zam. You got to hear it. I mean, I
Well,
should have watched it before we started, bud.
He's so happy. I don't like Poison Ivy looking happy like this. I don't like it, man.
oh my god, Sam.
Why is she
I
allowed
like
to be
I
happy?
like my
I'm
villains
confused
being
now.
fucking villains. More anti-hero shit. I can't stand it, man.
I don't
What
think
are you
she's an
talking
anti-hero. I think this is just going to be her and Poison Ivy's ragtag adventures trying to get into the Legion of Doom. So they're going to kill people and they're going to beat the crap out of people.
I mean,
I don't think
in
this
the
is a
video,
anti-hero thing.
You
she
didn't
was
see her break
kneecapping
that
it,
dude.
motherfucker.
like,
Yeah, she was
In the
kneecapping
first
the
part of that
motherfucker.
one,
It looks
In
like
the
they were
first part of that-
without being able to listen to it. I just see bad guys beating up bad guys, so it looks like the anti-hero thing, doesn't it? But all right, fair enough.
they
I
were in
will
a bar.
find the trailer again and watch it and listen to it, and maybe that will change my mind. Maybe.
By the way, at this point, just to give you some background about our guest, Mr. Exford, because we are actually role-playing together at a
You're role playing?
game that is set in Gotham. So
Amazing.
we're gonna be killing Harley Quinn soon. I'm gonna remove you from the thing, Jason.
Whatever.
What the fuck is wrong with you today? Anyway,
I don't.
Have you even-
I told you. I just got done watching the Machina Bridge Final Fantasy VII. I don't know.
That's a tangent. I mean, I'm confused where the upset feelings are coming from. The two of them have done this kind of thing for like forever, as far as I know. The two pair off all the time, in more ways than one, we'll say. And I don't understand where saying Poison Ivy can't be happy. I mean, she's been the seductive, happy, sly, clever type once again, as long as I remember.
No.
yeah, but
Sorry,
are they gonna seize her though?
getting me all wrong. Just the way she's been portrayed in that, she looks like fucking Daphne from fucking Scooby Doo. Happy,
Oh,
you know what I
for
mean? It looks
fuck's
like
sake,
that,
Sam.
So
You know,
I'm just not like I'm just
sometimes-
look, I'm just not feeling it. All right, don't let that be a crime. I'm just not feeling it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are we
we're
moving on?
women, doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
that's fine.
Chris, are we moving on?
I think we can move on to the Marvel Phase 4, whatever is happening over yonder, because that's you're gonna start because I didn't really. Well, I was lazy, so there you take it away.
Actually, it's Marvel. I believe it's Marvel Phase 5, but that's I might have made a mistake when I posted it. So sorry.
I googled it and I thought it was Phase 4. Whatever.
Oh, maybe it is Phase 4 then. All right, so they released some. Hold on, I'm bringing it up. I want to have the dates accurate. They released some more dates for the next Marvel phase. I'm not going to say Phase 4, Phase 3, or Phase 4, Phase 5. It's also confusing. I don't care anymore. Like phases, schmizzes. I just want good movies.
Break it up.
Your internet is
breaking up.
shit. You sound like a robot.
I sound like a robot. That's probably because I'm trying to bring up the thing in my computer's like ancient technology.
Well, maybe do the googling on your phone so you don't fuck up your connection to your laptop.
Yeah. Okay, so
Cheap ass internets.
right. Well, at least it's not as bad as Brexit internet. All right, so they're announced 4 dates for 2023. So they're going to be having February 17th, 2023, May 5th, 2023, January 28th, which is 2 days before my birthday, by the way, 2023, which I think is going to be spring for actually.
Okay.
And November 3rd.
We took our jobs.
Our correspondent from Qatar, Mr. Jason.
What?
Because your internet is shit, mate. You sound like a fucking robot. It's like Optimus Prime came out and started doing the
sound like
podcast. Like, for
Those
fuck's
redneck
sake.
auctioneers, like 10, 10, 10, 20, 20, 20, 20, 30, 30, 30, 30.
That was
like,
less
you sound like
Optimus
those
Prime
guys.
and that was less Optimus Prime and more Bumblebee. Oof.
Okay. Do I sound okay now?
Yes, you sound okay
Yeah.
All right. Well,
They're
then
moving too.
You know what? Fuck y'all. I'm out.
They were the list of dates. They're gone. Look them up. The
All right.
internet is a
So we got. Oh, God. See, now I gotta. Hold on. Marvel.
He's
20
doing it
was 2
again,
days
guys.
after his birthday.
release dates.
Before his
Okay,
birthday.
so all right, so they just did. Okay, so it's February something, February 17th, 2023, May 5th, July 28th, and November 3rd are all 2023 dates that are going to be released. So I just kind of wanted to open it up to you guys to say which movies do you guys feel like that this is? I mean, let's start with Rex Ford because he's our guest.
I honestly have no idea, but I'm going to imagine maybe earlier on one of them is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy, but that's about as far as I can go.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for New Guardians. But yeah, I have no idea. I was thinking, fuck. I know that we're expecting in the next phase to have, what are we expecting? God damn it, guys! I haven't done my homework on that yet.
Guardians, maybe another Spider-Man. If can't remember the last news on if they're breaking up or not.
Well, they're doing one more for sure. What last I heard, maybe Doctor Strange. I don't know. I would be down for some Doctor Strange.
Doctor
I-
Strange is coming in 2021. I don't think they'll do it in 2023.
Oh, when are they doing the Ant-Man?
Yeah, probably Ant-Man, I would say, is either going to be February or November.
Yeah, probably Ant-Man is going to be in
I would
that.
throw in an Avengers movie in there.
Did they confirm a movie for Scarlet Witch?
She's going to be in the Doctor Strange movie in
Yeah.
20.
Oh,
She's
fair
going to
enough.
be in WandaVision, the series.
Yeah,
And that too.
Yeah.
Something in the back of my brain's like Scarlet Witch was there
Hold
somewhere.
on, we're talking phase 4 or 5?
4.
Okay,
Look,
just
I don't know.
double-checking.
They just said that these are new dates that were released in 2023.
It's just that things change so often, you know. It's not. I mean, I was on the set of Eternals, as you know, but that's going to be part of Phase 4, isn't it?
I don't know. Do you think are they going to be introducing other stuff in Phase 4, like Fantastic Four, or trying to do a
I don't think they can make a Fantastic Four movie.
They
That's a
can.
Phase 5.
They can and they
They
will.
can?
Yeah, they've got Fox.
Oh, fair enough. If
Oh
they got
yeah,
the
they can
rights,
do. They,
sure,
now
go
they
for
can
it.
do Fantastic Four and X-Men and all that.
They can do all
Undo
that.
those 2 unfortunate movies. Oof.
Well, I think that if they leave it to Feige, maybe there's a fucking chance.
Can we
But-
please just have Doctor Doom be Doctor Doom once? That'd be nice. Thanks.
I want a
Okay.
film dedicated on him instead of the Fantastic Four.
I think the Marvel would do I think that Marvel Studios would do a great Fantastic Four. I'm okay with it. I just feel like the Fantastic Four should get the Spider-Man Black Panther treatment, debuting in a other movie, like like getting their powers in, like, let's say the next Avengers movie. Because I mean, I did a fan script for Avengers 5 where it was Galactus, and Reed Richards is like now the new smartest man on the planet. So when Galactus comes, the Avengers go to Reed Richards, and then the aftermath of Galactus coming and like some kind of explosion causes the cosmic yada yadas that gives the Fantastic Four their powers. Because
do you think Galactus is going to be the big bad? By the way,
I hope he is, but I mean, I don't want to do Secret Wars yet. I want to wait another Avengers movie or two before
there've been like the three possible big bads are obviously Galactus, Doctor Doom, and Norman Osborn. Funnily enough, if they get
They could
to latch onto
They
Spider-Man.
can do Silver Surfer over correctly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like Silver Surfer would be in with the Galactus thing. I have this whole thing like on the Nerd Nation channel mapped out, and I mean I'm not going to explain it all, but like basically Captain Marvel 2 takes place in the 90s. That ties into Galactus, and then that ties into the 2023 movie. If you guys want, I can link it in the to you guys later, but it basically boils down how Captain Marvel 2 ties into Galactus coming to Earth in 2023. And it's just I think it works out really well. They probably won't do it because they probably have a better idea, and I'm just a dumb fan. But
regarding Fantastic Four, I want a Doctor Doom movie, solo one, and I want a Fantastic Four film where they get their powers, an origin story, without necessarily a big bad necessarily in the film. And then the sequel to Fantastic Four will be them having to face Doctor Doom. But we will know who Doctor Doom is now because he's had his own origin story in his own movie. And that's what I would prefer.
We're doing Black Adam with Doctor Doom. I honestly want, because Doctor Doom is actually really
I never said Black Adam.
What?
I never said Black Adam.
No, but you're the exact same thing that you explained for Doctor Doom is exactly what you want for Black Adam. So,
I just don't want Black Adam to be an anti-hero. That's all I care about.
Yeah. So, I mean, with Doctor Doom, I think honestly I don't think the Fantastic Four need their own movie to do their origin. I think they need to knock their origin out in an Avengers movie, then do their first movie, kind of like they did with Spider-Man and Black Panther. We've seen the origin of the Fantastic Four so many times, just like Spider-Man.
Agreed.
We don't need it.
All right. No,
I mean,
okay, fair enough. I think then in that case, then we're more likely to see references of the Fantastic Four and the X-Men in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I really feel that's going to be the film that unlocks the door to all of that shit. And Scarlet Witch Wonder is going to be the culprit of it all, with a bit of help from Doctor Doom.
Anyway.
No, Doctor Doom. Sorry, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
too many doctors. Oh, we're using our made-up names.
Doctors, yeah. Anyway, I think I want to move on. I want to go over to Star Wars Fallen Order.
Okay.
Let me just pull up the shit here.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm just going to say what my... Oh, never mind. Okay.
Oh, wait. What?
I was just going to say what I thought the movies were going to be, but it's okay. Let's keep moving.
Well, you could have done that already, dude.
Well,
Okay, I think I fucked it up because it should have been the beginning, but it's not. So let me do something else here. Or is it?
it is the beginning. They showed the logos in the
Okay,
beginning.
Good. Okay.
All right.
So-
Well, Chris, if you or Rexford, if you want to talk about it, go for it.
Rexford, take it away. It's all yours, man.
Oh, this thing. This has been fun so far, actually. As far as games like Uncharted go, it has a lot of traversing the environment, a lot of climbing, a lot of puzzles that revolve around where you can and can't get to. The story, I mean, the movement reminds me of Uncharted, yes, because you got a lot of climbing and that sort of thing. The combat reminds me more of Dark Souls. Parries are really, really freaking important. If you can't do parries, blocking is still really useful. If I say the word hit stun, does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Basically, if you hit enemies, they don't stagger. So you have to either block their attacks and wait for an opening, or just parry them and then just hit them while you're at it. I'm not too far into the game just yet, but I have realized that this is one of those aggressive types. Being close to the opponent so you can parry them is a lot easier, as opposed to waiting for them to attack, miss, and then attack them while they're missing. It doesn't work so well.
So in terms of, I don't know, I'm not a Star Wars fan. I mean, understatement of the century here. Ooh. Yeah, not Cheeto. Not fucking.
I was thinking his late night DJ voice.
Yeah.
This is very
What
in
can
the
I
stormy
say?
hours at 2
He's a
a.m.
very erotic man. What can
I
say?
don't understand where this comes from, but I'll take the compliments. Thank you.
But
Anyway, I like the game because EA has been fucking up Star Wars for far too long. And they've also been under some kind of delusion that single player games don't sell. So the fact that they finally made a single player game that's focused on story with no crazy pre-order bonuses, no divvying up of content, it's kind of a big deal. So
yeah, now you're speaking my language. Actually, that for me is a good selling point. The single player without any pre-order fucking shite like that, and that it's actually a good game. These are for me big selling points. I might even try it someday.
So yeah, there's a lot of exploration going on, like Dark Souls. The game kind of holds your hand a little bit. If you use a lot of the mini map, the game's pretty good about telling you where you can and can't go. The combat is really based around blocking versus parrying versus learning patterns. Uh, damage to you tends to be high if you're playing on normal or higher difficulty, but damage you deal also tends to be pretty high, unless it's a boss, in which case,
Yeah.
How's the story?
point sponge. I like the story so far. It doesn't quite begin from the start. I was under the impression that this was a Star Wars Academy type game, so I thought, all right, I'm playing a Jedi. He's young. I thought we would start with training. Not so much. The kid is basically almost a knight, I would say. He can use the Force, but he's not using the Force because this is like a few months after Order 66 is given. Not a good idea. So to the beginning of this, near the beginning at least of the story, which is where I am, a few hours in, he is having flashbacks to his training with his master, and he's having visions of advice and lessons that his master has given him. So it's all very interesting. Order 66 happened. It was very traumatic for him, so he's somehow cut himself off from the Force to a degree. I would imagine this is to facilitate the RPG elements where you're unlocking skills and such. So as this character, Cal, remembers more about what it is to use the Force, the stronger he gets. Definitely gives me a lot of Zelda vibes, where you start off the game and everything is scary and novel and what's this? It's going to kill me. And then you eventually begin to learn, no, I can fight it this way and I can kill this that way. And these enemies have these patterns, and very much very similar to the end of Zelda. You feel like you've learned and grown and improved, and these guys aren't so scary anymore, and I can kill this person, and it's a good feeling. Very Metroidvania.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, that you're selling it very well. I'm actually getting interested. And I fucking hate Star Wars.
There's a lot of little skill things in there. When the people fire blaster bolts at you, if you block in time, you reflect it, which means they die. If something is attacking you and you block in time, you deflect it, which most of the time means they die, unless it's a boss, in which case you're doing a lot of deflecting.
And eventually they die. I like it.
Yeah, the game, the difficulty level breaks the game down into 3 separate bars. The timing on parries, how much damage the enemies do, and how aggressive they are. So the only thing that really changes as the difficulty rises is that you have a tighter window to deflect, the opponents become more aggressive, and they do more damage.
And I'm assuming you need some amount of skill to actually be good at it, right?
Yes. Seeing as parries are so important, if that window becomes smaller, you don't get as much time to deal with things.
Well,
I'm actually happy that I was wrong about this game. I mean, I'm not going to get it anytime soon, but because it's a single player game, I'll wait for it to get a bit cheaper before I decide to buy it. But I was a bit concerned that this would be quite a generic game of today's age. I mean, if this game came out maybe 5-6 years ago, I would be kind of impressed. But looking at it, my first impressions when I looked at it, I thought to myself, this doesn't look like it's like breaking any barriers, any boundaries here in gaming. I mean, but I am glad that people are liking it. People are liking it, and if that's the case, then that's good enough for me.
Well, I have to say, it doesn't need to break any barriers as far as I'm concerned. Because most companies nowadays think that breaking barriers means I'll give you only multiplayer, you can't have this, you can't have that, you do this, you do that. No, there are things that have been working for fucking ages, and there's no reason for them to change them. Just
CD Projekt Red, Chris. CD Projekt Red is coming up with a great game in Cyberpunk 2077. I just wanted the look of the game to a degree, to have like that sort of real specialness about it, and like Cyberpunk 2077, and it didn't, as far as I'm concerned. But once again, the gameplay is really what matters, and people are enjoying it, so that's all that matters.
I don't understand what you mean by specialness, dude.
I can't explain it to you, Chris, because you won't get it.
comparing anything to CD
You
Projekt
won't
Red
get it,
is
Chris.
a
You just
really
won't get it.
heckin' high bar. I'll just say that.
He's got to get the Zammy tingle is what he's got to get.
Yeah.
Like the Peter tingle, he's got to get the Zammy
That's-
tingle when he looks at it.
Well, it
That's a
doesn't
really
matter
high
with
bar
Sammy.
to compare anything to.
Like,
And,
it's Star Wars. I expect a very high bar.
I mean,
Zam expects everything to be high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sam thinks that he's, the authority on what's good and what's not. But
No, I'm never
he's
saying
allowed-
that. You're saying that, Chris. This is just what I want.
he's allowed to have taste, I think is what I would say.
well,
If he has good taste, he's allowed to have taste.
I won't disagree with that. But we gotta be realistic at some point, in our lives, maybe, right? Anyway, let us
I
move
have no idea
on.
what you're talking about.
I have two more topics, and then we'll have the top 5. Damn, we're taking time. So I'm gonna start with the shortest one, which is the Witcher series renewed for second season before even launch, which makes me very, very happy. Personally, it means they're confident that the show is gonna be really good, and I'm confident that the show is gonna be really good. What I've seen so far is amazing. And yeah, that's in like a month and 4 days from now, and I can't fucking wait for launch so I can binge the fuck out of it. But yeah, and speaking of renewing, the same happened with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where the next season has been renewed before it has been released yet. So I'm happy about that too, because I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So anyway, moving along to the Death Stranding and its what the fuck factor, because we had to talk about this topic before, saying that it's boring and all that shit. But I have not played it, but I have been watching videos on YouTube of other people playing it. And I must say, I like it. I like it. Yes, it is a delivery simulator of sorts, but I'm watching this shit and I find myself thinking, boy, I can't wait to deliver packages.
That's what I say every Friday night.
It's really beautiful game. It's really well done. I don't understand. I understand fuck all of what's going on story wise. Like, it confuses the shit out of me. But hey, that's Kojima for you. But man, I'm liking it. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. It's like a fucked up, weird version of, let's say, something between Assassin's Creed and a bunch of other shit. But it's done really well. Like, I like it. And the story is actually compelling, even though I don't understand half the shit that are going on. So I can't say that it's boring, because I'll say it's not boring. It's just not for everyone, and I would definitely play it if I had PS4. I would definitely get it. I don't know if it comes on the PC or when, but it's a game that I would definitely play. Anyway, any of y'all have any opinion on the matter? Have
I
you
want
seen-
Kojima to go back to Konami and make Metal Gear 6, for fuck's sake. I don't need this shit. I mean, the game looks like Metal Gear and it isn't fucking Metal Gear. What the fuck is he doing, man? Jesus Christ. I'm not into it.
Trying not to get sued.
Yeah, I know, obviously.
You
but I
can't
just-
make
why-
Metal
why
Gear
can't he
anymore.
make the game- I'm just saying he's modeling it just like Metal Gear. It's just like, it just feels like you're teasing me with a game which isn't Metal Gear, but you want it to look like Metal Gear. And I don't like that. Not for me. After playing Metal Gear 5, which is one of the best games I've ever played ever, one of the best games ever in my opinion, fantastic. It's a shame it's not multiplayer. But yeah, you talk about
Oh
single
my
player
God,
game, Chris.
You
Metal
are the
Gear 5. Play Metal Gear 5, Chris. You will love that fucking game.
You
Awesome.
are the reason why companies are fucking us, because for everything you say, I wish it was multiplayer. No, motherfuckers. Some of us are antisocial.
No, Chris. I love that game a lot, but eventually I couldn't play it anymore, and I wanted to keep playing it, and the only way I could would be multiplayer.
Why?
Because there's nothing more for me to do in the game. I've done everything.
Then you wouldn't be playing Metal Gear 5, I guarantee you. you'd be
I
playing
would
a
like to have.
multiplayer
I'd
mode.
like to see what this game would be like as a multiplayer game. It was thoroughly enjoyable. I mean, it was
Yeah,
one of the best games I've ever played.
that's why we replay games, because replayability is a
You-
thing.
You know what happens when you add multiplayer to a single player game and it shouldn't have happened? You get Vault 76.
I would like some element of multiplayer if it was possible in a future game at least.
You're destroying the game.
I mean, even in a
I
game,
do. Look, I'm a multiplayer gamer too. I do single player. I do multiplayer. Just because I like multiplayer and you guys don't, I don't care. There's nothing I can do about it. This is what I want.
I'm not saying that multiplayer is bad.
I'm getting criticized for wanting something in the particular game that you guys don't want. Like, oh my god,
I am attempting to criticize the idea that you are asking for something and you don't fully understand what it would look like coming out the other end.
No,
Like,
I agree with that. I agree with that. But I do like the game. There's nothing more I can do on it. And to maybe play it in a different format, the same sort of game in a different format, multiplayer would be the only way.
I just
And
don't.
unless I experience it, I won't know. But it's the only thing I can think of in continue. Unless they give me some DLC, and that's the only. And you can keep pumping out DLC for this game. I'm fine with that.
What if they did a different format where with some of these single player games, they did like a multiplayer expansion where you don't have to play multiplayer, but if you like multiplayer, then you can.
No, I personally
agree.
No. I think look, there's a lot of games I wouldn't want to be multiplayer, like Spider-Man, stuff like that. Look, I'm just saying the way Metal Gear 5 is made, I think multiplayer would work. In that particular game.
Version with multiplayer that you have to pay extra for it, just because you motherfuckers would pay for it. And the rest of these motherfuckers that are not into it don't need to spend extra money for that shit.
Didn't one of them have a multiplayer mode attached to it?
But that wasn't Kojima. It was a Konami game, but it wasn't Kojima. And it was a really shit one. It was really poor.
Mm-hmm.
It was really poorly made what they did, not what people wanted. And actually, the multiplayer element was not really a massive part of the game, but they had a tiny multiplayer element where you could do a little horde mode in the middle of your single player experience. It's bollocks. Not even I would want that.
I'm just saying, when it comes to most single player games that have a multiplayer element, the multiplayer element tends to be tacked on. I mean, even a game like The Last of Us, which was excellent as a single player game, had a multiplayer element, which had some of the elements from the single player. It had crafting inside the multiplayer. It had the good gunplay and all the rest of it. But
speaking of the elements, like Death Stranding does have some elements that you can get assistance or assist other players that you're connected with without actually playing with them. And I like that mechanic. I don't like to interact with other people directly.
That's you personally. I think we should be able to have choices. Variation in how we play our games. Then have it your way, have it my way. Having all these options.
Oh yeah, I was quite fond of playing multiplayer and Demon Souls or Dark Souls or any of the Souls games with co-op. Was pretty good.
All the time, mate. I stream multiplayer games. I'm playing FIFA multiplayer. I was playing Division 2 multiplayer. These are co-op gaming. This is what I do. That's why I do. That's why I like playing multiplayer games. I interact with people online, and they join my stream. They join my team.
So,
I would just point out that games like that had multiplayer as a design feature.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying there's some games I like. I think multiplayer could work. I mean, the idea of Metal Gear 5, where like a team of you guys, not just one of you, but a team of you guys infiltrating a base and taking people out tactically. You kind of do that in Ghost Recon, but it's not as good as Metal Gear 5. But it's pretty much Metal Gear 5, but multiplayer. But like I said, nowhere near as good.
Anyway, are we what's the word? Exhausted these topics? Can I move on to the other part of the show?
Yeah.
All right, then I'm gonna put the graphic on real quick here. There we go.
Next top 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Today's top 5 are my personal top 5 Pixar movies. I'm sure we've all seen a whole bunch of Pixar films. And if you just want to get all 4 of us back on the screen now, Chris, I'm going to start with the first one. Okay. The first one, in my opinion, was a little bit of a letdown, but still is worthy of being on my top 5 compared to some of the other stuff Pixar brought out. They brought out some forgettable stuff, as far as I'm concerned, but some of their earlier stuff was their best stuff. But this is some of the things that was not super early, but not really late either. It's WALL-E. This is my number 5 on the list. I love the way the film started. It was fantastic. Just seeing that this is the only person or seeing creature, whatever, alive, even though theoretically it's not alive, but it is on Earth. And it finds a little plant, decides to keep it alive. It's got a pet cockroach, because obviously cockroaches survive everything and anything. And it gets found by this Eve robot from this space station just outside of Earth, and all these shenanigans happen after that because WALL-E ends up on this space station, and you see all these fat people because all these people have just like living, sloffish lives because everything's been done for them by these robots, and these robots don't want these humans not using them because their purpose in life is to look after the humans. And so then the war like a tussle entails because these humans need to start living for themselves again. WALL-E, what do you guys think of it?
I don't remember it much. I think WALL-E is cute, but it's a robot. Who gives a fuck?
Jason?
WALL-E. I mean, it's a good movie. I mean, I think it's a, documentary on where we're heading as a society, but I mean, to the extreme, obviously. But I mean, I see fat people every day. So, I mean, I look in the mirror. So, I don't know. I mean, it's a good movie. I mean, there were funny moments. It was a bit of a slog in the beginning, but I felt like I feel like they committed to the bit and they did the best they could with it. And I didn't hate it. You know what I mean? Like, I think they did a good job.
You didn't like the beginning? That's the best part of the film, mate.
As I said, it's a bit of a slog, but I think I appreciate the fact they did the best they could with that because they committed to the bit of him being the only one on the planet. So I mean, no, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I would say it's a solid 3 out of 5. I don't know. I mean,
Rex, what do you think?
I think that putting WALL-E at your 5 position for this list is kind of a gamble. I'll be curious to see what the rest of this list looks like.
Fair enough.
I would put money that there are people out there who would put that movie at the top of that list for all time.
Really?
It was pretty good. On the other hand, I would agree that the beginning of it was really good. I think Pixar is known for these odd kind of situations. I remember a short where it's just a man playing chess by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting. It's artistic. Kind of sad also, but...
Okay, Chris, you got anything to say? I mean, you said you couldn't remember it.
Well, I can't remember it because I wasn't paying attention to it.
Fair enough. Okay, so number 4 is a film that I think a lot of people forget is an excellent Pixar movie, but it's kind of been lost in amongst all these other great Pixar films. It's Monsters, Inc.
Yes!
Monsters, Inc.
You can't forget Monsters, Inc.
And some people do, mate. Anyway,
I love
Monsters, Monsters Inc. Premise is genius, and no one's really done anything like this before. It's about these creatures that need to have the screams of children to create this sort of energy they need on in their world, and a child ends up in their world, and they end up having to look after it. John Goodman plays Sully, I believe. I forgot the name of Mikey Crystal's character.
Mikey.
Mikey.
Or Mike
Yeah.
Wazowski, one of the two.
Mike
Mike
Wazowski.
Wazowski.
Yeah, Mike Wazowski. It's amazing here. The fucking monster's got a name, like an Eastern European surname, but fair enough. And they end up having to look after this kid and stuff like that. But they realize that the laughter of children is what's better for them. After a lot of ups and downs and a little bit of looking at themselves and learning about themselves, they go through some character arcs. All the people in this film. It's a lovely movie actually, and it's so well done. What do you guys think of it, Chris?
It's one of my all-time favorite Pixar movies. It's up there. Like, I fucking love this movie. It's just so fucking cute, and I like monsters in general. So having them be like these cutie things, and the eyeball dude, it's so cute. It's just, I don't know. I love it. And the baby, what's her name? Boo. Yeah.
I forgot the name of the baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Boo.
John Goodman's Silent Play was great. It was just gentle giant, wasn't he? Lovely.
Like, I've seen other monster movies after that, like Monsters University and whatnot. I didn't like them as much as the first one. Like, I think it's a very wholesome movie. I love it. On to the next.
Rex, what do you think of it?
It's quite good. I very much enjoyed Monsters, Inc. I like the second one too, for that matter, which was pretty impressive as far as I'm concerned with Pixar, that they could make sequels that were still good. For the most part.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
I never liked the second one as much, but fair enough. Okay. It wasn't really, it was a prequel as well, and and like the prequel kind of like there was like plot holes because they never met in college, but anyway, if you watch the original film. Anyway, Roberto, what have you got to say?
It's my favorite Keyblade in Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, Epstein Incorporated is what it sounds like. I mean, I've seen the movie. It's okay. It's got an incredible voice cast. I love all the voice cast. I like John Goodman. I like Billy Crystal. It's great, but I really just the premise of the movie was just kind of stupid. Like, I don't know. I did not enjoy the movie as much as I enjoyed the camaraderie between like Billy Crystal and John Goodman. But I mean, the kid was okay. Like, he's just a cute. She's a cute little kid. Like,
It's a
She was
baby.
adorable.
yeah,
Well,
of course she's adorable because she's a little kid from like the Eskimo
Doesn't
village
she look exactly like the
from
like the little
Siberia.
one? No, doesn't she look like the little one from Despicable Me? What's your name?
One of
I
them.
don't know.
Yeah, I think they look
As short as
identical. With the
So I mean, as I said, I call it Epstein Inc. because I mean, taking stealing the screams of small little children just sounds like right up his alley. So,
oh my God, I said no political jokes. God damn it!
Okay. All right, let's go
I
to
just think
number
Epstein
3.
in there. So go to number 3, I guess. I don't know.
Ah, you fucking-
Number 3 is a superhero film. It's The Incredibles. This film, when I saw the action scenes in this film, I felt the adrenaline rush. For an animated movie, that was great. You love this family, a big wholesome fucking father, strong and all, a mom very flexible, moving about and stuff, little bratish kid running around everywhere, a daughter who's like in her shell, fucking disappearing and shit, and a baby that 1 minute could be a fucking lovely angel and could be a monster and all of this sort of shit, because that's what babies are. Great beginning of the film, making you what was the name of the bad guy? What was his name?
Sinestro. No, not Sinestro.
No, it's
Syndrome.
Bon Voyage.
Syndrome.
Oh, in the beginning.
At the very
And what makes
beginning,
this
Bon Voyage.
film particularly
So
special as
awful.
well is that the villain dies in this movie, quite horribly. He gets chopped up in a propeller by
I
his
don't
cape.
think I've watched this movie.
Oh, it's too bad for you, Chris.
Oh, you should. You should.
Anyway, Rex, what do you think of the film?
Number 1. That is my number 1 favorite Pixar film, personally.
Yeah.
On music alone. Holy shit, the music. That reminds me of my days back in high school. I'd sit there and listen to the freaking the music in that movie just over and over again. It taught me my love of big band and brass and trumpets and all the rest of it.
It had the James Bond vibe, I think. A lot of the
Oh
music.
yes, oh yes,
Yeah.
it's all very big band. And it had Bond elements too, with
The infiltration.
going out, getting into the bad guy's base, working for the
Mm.
bad guy, Mission Impossible themes, where they're sending secret messages back and forth. The director Brad Bird constantly talked about the mundane, or the incredible and the mundane, which was the idea that they're a family of superheroes living in the middle of suburbia. Mr. Parr is like this big fat dude, but he's still out and he's still fighting giant robots, and it's just like, it's my favorite personally. I'm happy that I got as far as number 3. I was
Roberto?
I agree. I love this movie a lot. This is probably my number 1 or 2. I'd have to sit down and look at the list and see, but I'm pretty sure that this is right up there 1 or 2 on my list. I mean, yes, Cousin Cheeto, you are correct. I don't know. That's it. I mean, I basically echo everything Rex said. It's just the tone is great. Like the meld of like it being like a 70s, 60s spy like thriller, but yet still a superhero movie is just it really is great.
Don't forget Samuel L. Jackson's Frozo.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
of course. You
excellent.
can't forget. Where is my super suit?
very memeable movie. I love it.
Brilliant. Okay, now number 2 is my personal favorite. I didn't put it as number 1 because I think number 1 goes to one particular film or sets of film, but number 2 is Ratatouille. I actually, when this film was
Fair enough.
when Ratatouille first came out in trailers, I thought, what the fuck is this? A rat is going to help this guy cook shit in a kitchen. I've never seen such the most stupidest concept I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe this film. It's going to be bollocks. It was wonderful. It was delightful. It was beautiful. It was so good. Everything about it. Peter O'Toole's part where he gives his delivery regarding the food, and this rat is the greatest cook he's ever known. But it works. It just works. I can't believe this film works. It's so elegant as well. I love it. I think maybe the scooter chase scene in it was a bit didn't belong in a film like this. But other than that, excellent. I mean, his passion for food as well, great. I mean, if you love food like all of us do, you're going to love this film. Chris, have you seen Ratatouille?
Nope.
Roberto, what do you think of it?
I've only seen parts of the movie because my kids have watched it. I don't care for it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of your typical. It looks like, and as I said, I haven't seen the whole thing. So maybe if I sat down and I'd be like you, like Zam, maybe if I sat down and watched it in its entirety from beginning to end, I would come to appreciate it. But I mean, from the stuff I've seen, and I just don't care for it. It didn't even look that great. But I'm not a good litmus test.
Well, look, once again, I thought the same thing. I thought to myself, this is going to be shit. The idea, the concept. But once I saw it, I was blown away. Absolutely excellent. Rex, what do you think?
I respect the choice that it's your number 2 or that it's your personal number 1. Very good movie. When I saw Ratatouille, my basic takeaway was, man, can Pixar just not pick a concept and not make a good movie out of it? This is a little bit weird. Yeah, they proved me right afterwards, but no, very good movie. I like the pacing. I like the idea that the main character is obviously a rat and therefore, or a mouse, I should say. And that comes with its own challenges. And, he can't even explain to his family why he likes food the way he does and what he does with food, and even attempting to explain it to the particular humans that he can kind of sort of communicate with as a challenge. And it's a wholesome concept. It's good. I like it.
Okay, so number 1, Chris, have you got the drum roll ready?
Nope.
Chris, come on. All right, number 1. I think everyone knows what number 1 is. Number 1 is Toy Story, and I would like to maybe throw in the whole Toy Story saga, 1, 2, 3, and 4, all of the films in here. I love all of them. I recently saw Toy Story 4. I was blown away. Absolutely brilliant film. Crying my fucking bollocks off in that movie too. Like that film just gets me by the throat like no other movie does, man. It's just emotionally fantastic. You know, the third one was great too, with which in a lot of people's opinion should have been the ending of the saga, but no, you know, they decided to make a fourth one. And let me tell you something. Toy Story 3 came out 9 fucking years ago. Can you believe that? 9 years ago. I thought it only came out 3 or 4 years ago. That's why I was pissed off they made a fourth one. But no, it came out 9 years ago. For me, that I couldn't believe that when I found that out. But yeah, the Toy Story saga, in Pixar's best achievement ever. What do you guys think of it, Chris? I'll start
I
with you.
haven't watched any of them.
I could not believe it, Chris. Why are you even on this show? Rex,
Okay, before we move, may I say that, okay, where is Finding Nemo?
Are you joking?
Look, I thought Finding Nemo was better than Monsters, Inc.
It's a good one. I mean, I
couldn't put it in.
It would go on a top 10 list, I'd say.
I like Finding Nemo. Actually, it could have taken probably number 5 for Wall-E, but I ended up choosing Wall-E.
Well, this is a good time. This is a good time to tell everybody to put their favorite top 10 in the comments section, or their top 5 in the comments section, because this is Zam's top 5.
Yes, exactly.
That sucks because he didn't put Inside Out and fucking Finding Nemo.
All right, whatever. You know, you haven't seen. I mentioned a whole bunch of them. You haven't even fucking seen any of them. Rex, what about you? What do you think of Toy Story, the saga, the whole films? If you've seen 1 to 4,
I didn't see 4, but I do remember 1 through 3 for the most part. And the whole point with those first 3 movies was the idea that people were growing up on those movies more or less. So maybe it's mostly nostalgia, but yeah, that's a bit of a trip. And some pretty interesting
when you get a chance, mate. I highly recommend it.
And some interesting film theories if you frequent certain areas of the internet.
I mean, look, my only problem with 4 is that the toys, they, without revealing themselves, they're interacting with the human world more than they should. It's like, Jesus Christ, man, this is ridiculous. Like, they really are like trying to influence shit for these humans around them. It's just, it pissed me off a little bit. They did a bit too much. But other than that, it's an excellent movie, excellent film. Roberto, your opinion, please.
If we're counting Toy Story as like a saga, I have not seen the 4th, but I would agree 1 through 3. I feel like they should have stopped at 3. I've heard from everybody that 4 is excellent, so I just can't bring myself to watch the 4th because the 3rd one was such a great finale that it should have ended. But I like all 3 movies. If we're
counting, head at your ass and watch the fucking 4th one, mate. Trust me, it's worth it, man. I had the same mindset you did, but it works. It absolutely works so well. You'll be foolish to stick with this mindset and say, "Oh, that's the ending. It can't continue anymore." Trust me, it works. It works, mate. That's why everyone's saying it's excellent. It works.
I know, and as I said, I believe it. I'm not sitting here saying that, they shouldn't have done it. It's automatically going to be crap. I mean, I have no doubt with a lot of the people who have told me that it's really good. I figure it's really good. But I mean, yeah, I know. I mean, but from what I can speak of 1, 2, and 3, I think they were all great. If we were breaking these down individually, I would kind of do my top 5 a little bit differently. But I mean, if we're counting like a franchise and or a movie and their sequels, like, in this whole thing, like The Incredibles, Incredibles 2, Toy Story 1 through 4, Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, like, if we're counting all that, I mean, Toy Story would probably be at the top of the list. And I agree. I mean, now if we were talking more individual movies, I mean, I would definitely put Toy Story 3 up towards the top. But I mean, yeah, I mean, with the format that you're doing, I would agree that Toy Story is the best pick for Pixar. I mean, you just can't beat it. It is the goalpost. And I mean, that goalpost keeps going up every time another movie comes along that seems to hit a higher mark than that movie. Then Toy Story just comes out with another one and just freaking blows past it.
You know, Roberto, that there is there's no like a franchise out there that is as successful as Toy Story, because every franchise has got duds. Not this franchise. You know, it's got 4 films. People can say Back to the Future, okay, 1, 2, and 3 are good films, but this one's gone 4. And usually when you make the 4th one, it's going to be shit. Not in this particular case. You could say to a degree, maybe Mission Impossible, but the second one's shit. So there's a bump in the road. But yeah, all 4 films are excellent. And if they do decide to make more, and I don't want to spoil it for you because you need to watch the 4th one, but if they do decide to make more, I actually would love them to make more, because if they can keep to this standard of excellent filming, it doesn't matter if they, things don't have to be closed off. Keep making it if it's this sort of quality. You know, the 4.
Here's
the
thing.
thing.
I'm of the mindset that you should end things on a high note, and 4 films are more than enough. Because
once again, Chris, if the quality is good,
eventually they will fuck up.
When it does, that's it. We're done. But until then, if they can keep to this level, I have no problem with them making more. No problem at all.
Well, and the thing is that both Tom Hanks and Tim Allen have both said is that they weren't going to do a 4th until they read the script. They read the script and they said, you know what, we're going to do this. They didn't need the money. So they were just like, yeah, they read the script and they said, oh yeah, we're doing this. So, I mean, like, if they do come to them with a 5th movie and they say, no, this script is garbage, they're not going to do it. And you can't have Toy Story unless you reboot it without Tim Allen and Tom Hanks. And we know that both of them have standards for these movies. They don't want these movies to go out on a low note. They want the bar to keep being raised. I mean, especially Tom Hanks. He's even said it. He said, I wouldn't have come back if the script wasn't so good.
So, Rex, did you place an opinion about it?
He did.
He did. Okay. Do you have any final fucking arguments? We went.
Mandalorian. What do you think of episode 2?
Let's talk about the Mandalorian. You're doing episode per episode review. We've talked about it enough here.
Okay.
I thought Mandalorian episode 2 was very good. Go check out our reviews on the channel. We've got episode 1 review with me and Zamario, and then there's an episode 2 review with Zamario and the Ginger. So,
and my mate Ray.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
the description of that one, so people can, find the links.
I'm just doing this shameless plug.
Yeah, shamelessly plug it there.
Hey. If you wanted to host, you should have said so.
Don't forget to give us a like and a thumbs up and share this shit. We need you guys to spread our shit around. So spread the shit around.
Like on the walls of the nursing home. Spread that shit around.
Great visual. Anyway, thank you, Rexford, for joining us in this crazy fucking adventure. I hope you didn't... I hope you had fun.
I will be scarred for life. And bear them proudly.
Then we did our job perfectly. Anyway, thanks everyone. We'll see you all on the next one. Bye.